guys, it's Matt here from Biscuit Breaks, and today we're playing the Battlefield Hardline beta. Yeah, it just came out. Well, okay, it's been 3 days since it came out, but to me it just came out. And basically, I was watching E3 and they just decided to release it in the middle of E3 right after they announced Battlefield Hardline. It's a closed beta, so I'm not sure if you can still get in. I'll put the link in the description where I got in, and you guys can check out for yourself, see if you can get into the game. But yeah, just before I get into the video, I want to say I'm using an item in the game called Survivalist, and basically what that allows you to do is literally just resurrect yourself. It's like a self-revive tool. You can see it happening on the screen right now. It just lets you self-revive, like that. And I just want you to watch throughout the video me using that and see what you think about it, because I personally think it's incredibly overpowered. But yeah, I just wanted to get it out there to people, just to let you know that's in the game, and you should probably tell some people so they get rid of it as soon as possible, because it's incredibly overpowered, or maybe change it a little bit. But yeah, the game mode I'm playing is called Heist, and basically there's 2 points on the map, 2 vaults even, that the criminals have to break into with bombs like in Rush. So you plant the bomb, it counts down, the cops can defuse it, and once they've blown up both the vaults, there's like a bag of cash inside. They take the bag of cash and they have to get it to a drop point. It's kind of like capture the flag mixed in with Rush, I suppose. And if they drop it, the cops have to stand near the bag of cash to return it to the original place, and then the criminals can just go over again, take it, and try and get it to the extraction points. A lot of people want to know how it's different from Battlefield 4, I suppose. I think it's different in quite a few ways. I think they've made a lot of improvements since Battlefield 4. A lot of people were saying that it just looks like a mod for Battlefield 4, but a lot of the actual game mechanics have been changed, which is good. One of the things I think is really cool is that the people, like the medics and the support or operators and enforcers, I think they're called in this one, who give out ammo and health, they don't have to drop the health anymore. You can just go up to the people, to the operators or the enforcers, press E on them, and you grab some ammo or you grab some health. So no longer will you have to spam give me ammo, give me health until they decide to drop some. Which is awesome. I don't understand how no one thought of that before for 4 Battlefield games, but whatever. Well, more than 4 obviously, because there's the other franchises like Bad Company, but whatever. Another thing is when you get a headshot, the hit marker even turns red on your screen when you get a headshot. So it lets you know just how much damage you're doing to the person. So you can say, oh, I just got a headshot because the marker was red. He's going to be really low health. I should just rush around the corner and finish him off because he won't have much health. There's not much chance he'll be able to kill me before I kill him. Which is really cool. It's just, little things like that that make the game much better. Suppression has been changed. No longer does it actually make your bullets change direction like it did in Battlefield 3 and a bit in Battlefield 4. Not so much in Battlefield 4, but in this it doesn't affect your aim at all. All it does is make your screen blurry and causes a little bit of weapon sway depending on what weapon they're using, whether it's a sniper or an LMG or just a PDW or an assault rifle. Obviously the LMGs cause more suppression than the smaller weapons. The vehicle physics in the game have been completely redone. They've completely redone them, which is good, because vehicles are still very focused in this game. Like, it's still focused very much on vehicles, but more on fast transport rather than heavy military type vehicles, which is cool. I think this is a good direction for the Battlefield game. I'll talk a bit more about that later in my impressions. But the vehicle physics have been completely redone, so no longer will you get stuck on little objects. You can crash through most of the stuff that you think you should be able to crash through. Even the parked cars, they actually get moved out of the way when you crash into them. But yeah, the controls in general, they've made it more like a Need for Speed game, which I think works really well compared to the vehicle physics in Battlefield 4, which were absolutely terrible for the faster ones like the Jeeps. The tanks were okay because, you know, they're slow, you don't really crash them very much. But in this, they've done completely redone, and it's awesome, I think. Well, it's as awesome as, you know, vehicles can get in a game like this, which is, you know, pretty awesome. So my first impressions of the game are mainly good. There are a few things I would like to change. I'll get into that in a second, but yeah, I think this is a really good direction for the Battlefield game, because if they keep just releasing the same, like, people were skeptical about the spectacle. Yeah, that's the right word. About I don't think that's the right word, but it doesn't matter. About the crime, cops, criminals sort of thing. Like, you know, it's not very Battlefield, or you don't feel like it's very Battlefield. But after playing it, it does still feel like a Battlefield game, which is amazing. Like, I don't know how they did it, but it still feels like, you know, epic explosions, stuff like that. It's all there. But it's also like a new exciting thing. Like, if they just kept bringing out military simulator after military, not simulator, they're not simulators, but military games after military games, then it'd get boring. You know, it already did get boring, I think. Battlefield 4, it was really boring for me. I hate Battlefield 4, by the way, guys, but that's just because of the bugs and stuff. So I think it's you know, it's a good change of pace. You know, it's more infantry focused, which is what I enjoy more than the big vehicles, jets sort of thing. Anyway, so that's good for me. But in general, it just already feels a lot more polished than Battlefield 4 did, and this is the beta. So I'm still not going to pre-order the game, because after BF4, no one should ever pre-order anything from EA ever again. But I think this could come to be a really good Battlefield game. And the people who think, you know, it doesn't really seem like a Battlefield game, just try it for yourselves, and if you still think that, you know, that's fine. But if you, hopefully it'll change your mind, because it did for me. At first I was skeptical. I thought, you know, it doesn't seem like a Battlefield game. It just seems like they've took random things from Payday, Counter-Strike, and just thrown them all into one big package. And they did, don't get me wrong, but it's actually worked out well. They've still managed to keep the core Battlefield experience there, which is awesome. I would like some changes to be made after this beta, though, because there are some things that are incredibly weird and I think a bit stupid. For example, that survivalist I was talking about, that just needs to be removed completely. People can just pick themselves up after they die, but it's already making me change how I play the game, because every time I kill someone now, I'm watching them for a couple more seconds to make sure they don't get back up again, and I shouldn't be having to do that. It makes me a bit more sort of, it stops me from quickly moving on to the next target, because I'm worried about that guy's going to shoot me in the back if I just leave him there, and it just slows me down a bit, which is bad, because this game already feels quite sluggish, which it does, which is another thing. I think the player movements are all very sluggish, and like Battlefield 4, because it's the same engine, guys. There's no denying it. This is Battlefield 4 reskinned and redone, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. But the player movements feel incredibly sluggish. You know, the sprint animation doesn't start straight away when you press shift. He has to get into his run, which is good for realism, but for a game it just doesn't work very well, I don't think. Another thing, specifically in the heist game mode, is the spawn points at the beginning of the game are the thieves are close to the vaults and the cops are far away. And this is obviously supposed to simulate, you know, the thieves got there first, they've set up the bombs, and then someone's called the police, and then they're coming. But it just doesn't work. Like, for balance, it just completely gives the thieves an incredible advantage, and by the time the police get there, they've already set up, they're already ready to take them all down, and it makes it a lot easier for the thieves than the cops, which, you know, works for the immersion, but not so much for balance, unfortunately. There are a few more things I'd like to change, but they're, you know, the main points, I think. And that player sluggish thing, that was the same with Battlefield 4. And I don't know if they'll be able to change it now in the beta, but whatever, we'll see. But yeah, overall, it does seem like a really good game. I'm really enjoying it. They've just added so many cool things that it does feel like a new game. It doesn't feel like a Battlefield 4 reskin, like I thought it would. That's what I thought it would be like. But it definitely doesn't. It definitely feels like a new game, and I hated Battlefield 4, but I really like this game. So that should give you an idea of, if you didn't like Battlefield 4, you know, give this a try. It's free, the beta. Obviously it's closed, so you might not be able to get in, but if you can try it, do try it, and see what you think for yourself. The map as well is actually really well designed for these two game modes that they gave us, Blood Money and Heist. It's, you know, very infantry focused, which I think this game is, so the map works well with that, you know, tight spaces, lots of buildings. I think something else they could have done is, a lot of people have been asking for like animations when you get into vehicles and stuff, which would be really cool, I think, and if they could add something like that, it would just make it that much cooler. Because there's a lot of animations in the game now, like the steering wheel turning looks really cool, and it all looks really cool. And if they added that, it'd just make it even better. Right now I'm about to try and tase this guy, but it fails miserably, as you'll see. The taser is awesome. It's really, really cool. You can just... But look, I can pick myself up. But anyway, the game ended, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Overall, really cool. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video.